and you say, as a family, let's go ahead and name out everything that's important to us together with the kids. And then if you have to, bring the kids in if they're old enough. All right, what do we want? What's God want? Where's he got me going? Where does he want me to live? Where does he want me to move? Who does he want me to impact? As Christians, we're supposed to heal the sick, cast out devils, and preach the gospel. Hey, welcome to What's Your Problem? I'm your host, Scot Ferrell. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. Great topic. It's a topic that a lot of professionals go through, probably weekly, that I hear this topic. It's, should I take the new promotion or the new job? So it's either or. A lot of times it's either with the same company or a new location. So what you always have to look at is, when people ask me about these things, I'll say, is the promotion in the same building or within the same city? And a lot of times it's not. A promotion, in the corporate world, promotion normally means moving. New job a lot of times means moving, at least in my circle of friends. A lot of my friends are self-employed now, so they don't really have to worry about that. But like me, I've been self-employed for a while, in addition to being a pastor, because I have a coaching company, and we help people solve their problems. That's why we started this podcast. So let's go ahead and get into this. What do you look at? People come to me and go, all right, and they'll come pastor or friend, and they'll say, should I take this promotion or should I take this new job? And my first thing is, what'd God say? Because I tell everybody in my congregation and everybody that deals with me, don't call me. I'm second. Well, actually, I'm third. I'm right after God and your spouse. Then I can be third if you want me to be. But what'd God say? And they'll say, well, what's that got to do with anything? Are you serious? Are you for reals? God's got a lot to do with this, right? And so if you believe in God and you have Christ, wouldn't you want to ask God first, the guy who created you, the one who knows past, present, future, the one who can decide the outcome? He knows the outcome before you ever know it. Yeah, you probably want to ask him. Just something tells me you might want to ask God what he thinks about it. And he's going to tell you. And then when you think about that, you think, well, is this part of my purpose, plan, direction for my life? Or am I chasing dollar bills? It's easy to get caught up in, especially you got kids, you got a spouse. It's easy to say, I need to make more money. Been there. Oh my goodness, have I been there. And I've had to make that decision several times. So I remember one time I got offered a TV show. I'm not going to give you specifics because, you sign NDAs and you can't talk about this. But I can say I got offered something. And it was a good opportunity. I mean, I'm not going to say it wasn't, because it was, and the evaluation process was amazing. And then at the end I said, what's the topic? What are the topics we're going to cover? And they told me, and I said, well, morally I can't do that, guys. It's not something I can do. I said, I'm going to have to, it was an incredible opportunity. I had to turn it down. A lot of times Lucifer will throw us a little bone here, see if we'll take it, because Lucifer's is good, but God's is the best. So not 6 months later, I'm on the radio now. I've got a syndicated show. I got another call out of the blue. It was such a famous company, I thought somebody was joking me. I thought somebody was playing a prank on me. So I didn't call them back. They call back again. Hey man, this is for real. So I call them back. Turns out it really is the company that they said they were. And I got that show. Now, eventually, all of us got canceled at one time. So we never made it to air. But I passed up the first TV show to get the second TV show, and I had first right of refusal on topics because I have a morality clause in my contract. And same thing with radio, but I'm only conservative radio anyway, so it's not like you can't shout profanity on radio anyway, only on certain avenues. So it was. I had to evaluate what God want me to do, what my spouse say, and what we'd agree on. Because the second one was not as much money as the first one, but the second one offered everything that I wanted. So we have to sit and go, do I have scarcity mentality? Do I have a poverty spirit in me? Or can I trust God on what I'm doing here? Because here's the thing. If you just chase dollar bills, you're going to be disappointed. If you just chase money, if you're trying to stack bennies and that's all that matters, it's not going to work out. Why are you making the change? Sometimes the environment we work in now is way better than what we're going to leave for. Now, if we're leaving for X, if we predetermine, now how do you do this? Well, once you talk to God, sit down with your spouse. What do we as a couple want? What's our purpose, plan, direction? Where did we decide we were going to go? Where did we want to live? What did we want to accomplish? Because once you get married, it's never an isolated decision anymore. I don't make one decision without asking my wife. Why? I don't decide dinner, I don't decide lunch, I don't decide breakfast because I do all the cooking. So I have to know what she wants. Yeah, she's got a pretty good deal on that. But I don't fold towels. So she has to fold all the towels. I don't make the grade on those. But I run everything by her. She runs everything by me. And then we sat down. We actually made a family crest and a family logo and a family creed of what we wanted as a family. And it hangs on our wall. And if it doesn't meet our creed as a family, then we don't do it. Doesn't matter what the opportunity is. If it doesn't meet the creed, we don't do it. And so money's not a factor. See, we'll look at money because I like stacking bennies just like anybody else does. I like making money, but it's not the number one factor. It doesn't match my purpose. Can I reach an amount of people to help? See, I've changed my hierarchy. Pre-Jesus, it was all about dollar bills and chicks, like a rock band. Why do you get into music? Women and money. Okay? Why do I do what I do now? Purpose. Not money. Well, I got the woman, so that's already been handled. And I don't have any money because I'm married, so then that's all been handled right there. It's only a joke married guys understand. It's like I told somebody, you know why married men never get mugged? Because they don't have any money. Okay, only married guys think that funny again. My wife will probably slug me later for that one. So you decide with your spouse what best meets your needs as a family, especially if you got kids. A lot of things, a lot of plates to spin here with why am I doing this? Is it just money? Is it ego? Is it promotion? Now in corporate America, a lot of times a no means unemployment. Hey man, we've been talking about moving you to, let's say we're in Atlanta now. We're going to move you to Portland, Oregon, where the sun barely shines. And you also know that if you don't go, my brother-in-law used to live in Portland. Now he lives here close to Clemson. If you don't go, your employment history with that company is probably going to end. A lot of times in a corporate environment, not moving means not employable any longer. So a lot of times you have to take the moves. So you have to sit and go, okay, again, if we're Christians, God 1, spouse 2. All right, so what do God and my spouse say about my move? And will it impact my future? Am I supposed to change companies? There's a lot of things. Now, how do you avoid all this turmoil and angst? You sit down with your spouse and you say, as a family, let's go ahead and name out everything that's important to us together with the kids. And then if you have to, bring the kids in if they're old enough. All right, what do we want? What's God want? Where's He got me going? Where does He want me to live? Where does He want me to move? Who's He want me to impact? You know, as Christians, we're supposed to heal the sick, cast out devils, and preach the gospel. That's Mark 15 through the end, 20. 16, 15 through the end. And the thing is, what I've seen, especially since I've been in the entertainment business, you can get offered a lot of stuff. And I've been offered a lot of stuff to do. I've only accepted 2 out of all the stuff I've been offered. And I've turned down a lot of money. And anybody that does what I do could probably tell you the same thing. There's a lot that comes at you that people want to use you for. I'm known as America's behavior expert. I got 2 bestsellers. Sometimes people want to use that to help themselves. And they'll throw some money at me. And I can't take it. I mean, it's not what I want to do. And sometimes they're always not legitimate. And you got to do a lot of due diligence. So you do your due diligence and make a decision. Well, we were able to do that because we had already decided what we wanted as a married couple. So when an opportunity comes to us, we sit and we go to our list and go, does it check every box? If it doesn't check every box, then we're not going to do it. Just like the way I pick my wife. A very non-romantic person, that I can be that way. I'm on the spectrum, so I'm a little less feeling and more facts and data. I wrote out 100 things my next wife had to have. Okay, if she didn't have all 100, I had to throw back in the heap, right? So I met a lot of ladies that had a lot of the characteristics, and I met a lot of wonderful people. I don't have any horror stories. I met some great people, still great people. My wife checked every box, so therefore I knew, okay, now she checked every box, I can marry this person. I do the same thing with opportunities for jobs. I got into this career, this pastor, God called me, but entertainment, cameras, radio, I chose. Why? I enjoy it. It's fun. I'm an expert in what I do, behavior, and people need answers to problems. Okay, that's easy. The key is, how did I want to do it? Did I want to move? We had an opportunity to move to LA. Didn't want to do that. Man, I can't stand traffic. Why would I want to go to the worst traffic place in the United States? The weather's great. Traffic's horrible. It's hard enough in Atlanta where it takes 2 hours to go anywhere. In LA, it takes 3. And then if you're in DC, it's potholes and 3 hours. I mean, so what do I want out of this? Where do I want to do it? Where do I want to shoot it? I've got my own studio now. I've got all my own equipment. I don't have to go to a studio. You have to sit and go, what do we want? One of the hardest questions for people to answer when I sit in front of them. Who are you in Christ and what do you want? People just get angry because how dare you ask me what I want? I've never been able to decide what I want. My wife tried to break my nose with a marker. First time I said that to her. So when you get that job invitation or you get that promotion ask, what do you want? You see, you can't base your sum total of your life on a promotion or climbing the corporate ladder or getting that extra job, because if your job completes you, do you have issues? Well, sure you do, because you see it. You used to see it on magazines all the time, especially in the 80s. Are you fulfilled at work? If you're fulfilled at work, we got bigger problems. No, you're fulfilled with who you are and your relationship with Christ and with spouse, family, not your job. Your job's what you do to make money, and hopefully within that sphere of your career is something you really enjoy. I see a lot of people, and this is why I'm taking so long to talk about this. I've had a lot of friends choose money, choose promotion, move to a city they hate, end up divorced, end up losing the house and having to come back. I had a friend go through that. He moved to a city up north where I don't think he'd ever seen snow. And it snows all the time at this place. And then he goes up there, ends up not with his spouse anymore, ends up having to come back south, and it was a whole wash. And I said, why'd you go? Money. So now that we know money's not the determining factor for promotion. Now, when can money be a factor? Well, let's look at it this way. You're with a company you enjoy. You've got a career you enjoy. And they've offered you your dream position. Okay? How do you know that's your dream position? You and your spouse already sat down and said, this is my dream position. If I get offered this, this is what I want to do. See, that's when it's a no-brainer. Let me see if I got everything on here. All right, so another thing you got to look at. Okay, so everything's cleared the hurdles here so far. Cost of living. Man, how many people do I run into from LA here in Atlanta? And I'll always go, just for fun, I'll go, why'd you move? I already know the answer. Cost of living. They got tired of a 2,000 square foot house being $1.5 million. Man, you can get a 2,000 square foot house here in the South for $300,000. See the difference? Gas here is $2.75 right now as we talk. Gas in California is $5.75. All right, groceries are more expensive. Taxes are more expensive. Oh, cost of living. So if I'm going to move, if I'm going to go somewhere, if I'm going to do something different, I'm getting a pay raise, but will the pay raise compensate for the change of lifestyle? New York. So anywhere up north, as farther south you go, the cheaper it gets. I mean, that is true. I grew up in North Carolina. North Carolina's kind of like Georgia. Gas prices are a little higher and groceries are higher, but outside of that, it's about the same. So you have to look at region of the United States or region of the world. It may be a corporate move to another country. What are the factors involved? And then you have to look at, if you're taking your kids, educational factor. Now, I taught in public schools. I'm not a big fan of public schools now. They're indoctrination centers. The education I got in public schools is completely different. So you got to say, all right, how are my kids going to be educated? All right, then are my kids going to college or trade school or just going to mentorship? What's going on in my kids' life? Are they athletes? Are they thespians? Are they just loners? What are they? And will this promotion, will this change of address help them or hurt them? So much goes into making a decision on a job. Notice I haven't covered if you're single. If you're single, what do you want? So if freeze it up, because if a lot of people, when they're single, like me, I like to travel. I like to get to see places. Well, how do you get to see places? On corporate money. traveling, moving around, getting transferred. It's a whole different situation, but you still have to come back to, what did God want for me to do? Here's the thing I can tell you. If you do it God's way, you'll always make the decision based on the best possible outcome for you. One, God loves you. You're his child. He's only going to pick something that best suits your life. He's not going to have you go out somewhere. That's Lucifer. Lucifer wants to destroy you. God wants to love you. So now you are, if you ask him and you take his advice and let the Holy Spirit talk to you, now you're picking a career, a place, a promotion, a new destination based on the future that God's already seen for you. So why would you not want to go ahead and let somebody else see your future and then advise you on the best place to be? Because if God can see your future and he tells you about it, then you can go where you're supposed to be. That fits every scenario. All right, so I hope this has helped. It's a question I get a lot. Should I move? Should I take the promotion? How's it going to impact my family and me and our future? Because you want all this to be settled before you get there. I remember Rick Renner decided to move his family to Russia. At the time, there were no ministries over there. They didn't really have any churches. It was a socialistic, communist country. Now, he's got the largest ministry in Russia and one of the world. But if you hear their story of what they went through once they got there, the only thing that held them together through all the hardship was the fact that God told them to be there. If God told you to be there, he's going to make the way for everything else. It's that simple. All right, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I don't want to belabor this point. I just wanted you to have something to think about. Now, hopefully you are thinking now, and you're thinking, do I really want that promotion? Do I really want to move? Do I really want to put my kids through that? What's my spouse going to say? On and on and on. All right, so thanks for joining me. Now, you want to subscribe. So subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Do it. You know you like this. Also, if you know somebody that could benefit from any of these, maybe you do have a friend that's going through this very decision, share this video with them. Also, if you want me to answer one of your issues, problems, a lot of people have a problem asking for help. And if they do ask for help, they don't want everybody knowing about it. The worst thing in the world is you get to church and you ask one person for prayer, and then you find out the whole church is praying for you. Gossip, not prayer. I want you to pray for this, but I need to tell you what happened. And then it went from one person knowing to 2,500 people knowing. You never want to do that. So if you have a problem and you want me to talk about it, so I'll talk about it on the air, no problem. You can hit me up at problem@wyppodcast.com, and that's wyppodcast.com. Now, if you want some resources, tips, etc., stuff we have on the website, just go to the website, wyppodcast.com. I got enough P's in there. Sound like Porky Pig. wyppodcast.com. Now, if you want to see my resume, if you want to see what I do have a coaching company. I'm a behavior consultant. I do corporate and family and individual. I do all three. My specialty area for corporate, again, is behavior, communication, etc. And in families, etc., it's marriage, family, children, communication, and all the behavior that goes with that. I handle behavior. Well, how many people display behavior on a daily basis? Well, everybody. All right, so what I do normally has something to do with everybody on the planet. ScotFerrell.com is how you can reach me there. I hope this helped. I really do. I did this. I thought about this one. We bounced back and forth topics that need to be covered. This was one of the ones that resonated with everyone. All right, so, but I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend some time with me. I enjoy our time we spend together, and I look forward to the next time that we get to hang out. All right, I'm Scot Ferrell. What's your problem? I'm going to sign off now. I hope you have a great day and take care.